Hello, everybody. So, a few days ago, Dwebs, a few years ago, Dwebs recorded Life is Strange on the PS4. We did the episode 1 entirely. It was years ago, and yeah, we kind of left that thing unfinished.
I gave up.
Yeah.
It's okay, Pedro. I remember 2015 like it was yesterday as well. But yeah, no, this playthrough has been kind of a long time coming.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this was originally slated to be one of our main fives' first commentaries ever, actually. Glibs tried recording it at first, but then, let's just say, schedules got mixed up here and there. We had to get better focused and whatnot. And this was one of the ones that sort of got the chopping block. And ironically enough, this might actually have helped it in multiple ways.
Yeah.
1, we're more experienced. 2, the game has now been fully out and everything, so we won't be having to play speculation with each episode here and there. And 3, well, not only has the first game getting completed, but now there are a whopping total of 4, technically 5, Life is Strange games. The fifth one is
7 years.
Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Well, technically 4. I mean,
No. Remember that fifth one, the one that's about the kid with the imagination powers?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess if you want to count that as a game, sure, I guess.
It's like a side thing, right?
Yeah, well, it's complicated, sure. We'll get to it. The point is...
Like I said, technically 5, but mainly 4. And this series has garnered something of a reputation.
Yeah.
It started off good, then it got bad, and now I guess we're back to good with
It started off good? I don't know if good is the word, but whatever.
The reputation.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, okay, so here's some technical information, everybody. Last time we did this, we did the PS4 version. However, I'm recording the PC version on max settings. The way it
was meant to be seen.
Indeed. Also, might as well explain, I will not be doing the remastered versions of the first game and Before the Storm. However, I will do a little extra part of Before the Storm remastered when we get to that game, because there's some cool stuff that, let's just say, Deck 9 has been having trouble patching that game up. But the point is...
Oh, is that why you're not doing the remasters?
Yeah, the remastered versions are... let's just put it this way. It's a mixed bag, to put it lightly. So for the sake of something at the very least more akin to what Dontnod's original work was, let's do the original PC version. It's still on Steam. People can still get it. So...
How insane is it that there seems to be something of a trend that remasters that are supposed to make games look better somehow just end up making them look worse?
Anyway, everybody, that's basically all the context you need, so let's just start the game in general. Powered by Unreal Engine 3. Just like Remember Me.
Say this. I have had quite a bit of time to mull over how I feel about this game and this franchise. Like, now admittedly, back when it came out, for a lot of people, this was... well, for some people, it was a big deal. For others, it was just, by
the way, I like that
indie project, but this time fueled by Square Enix.
By the way, I like that bit where it said there, game experience is enhanced by using a controller. So the developers recommend you use a controller for this instead of mouse and keyboard.
Does Square Enix still own this franchise?
Yes, they own it. Dontnod's deal that they made where, okay, we'll fund your game, but in return, we'll own the IP. So basically, it was part of the deal. Like, remember, this was after Remember Me was a gigantic bomb, Joe, but there you go, max settings.
I've started looking at you guys' playthrough of that game.
Since Remember Me bombed big time, Dontnod wasn't exactly in a position where they could, make demands. So in order to get their game funded, they had to do anything Square Enix would say, obviously.
Okay. I've only seen the first part of the Remember Me playthrough. What did you guys ultimately think of Remember Me?
It's forgettable and mediocre. That's my basic take on it. And Shira, I'm guessing Shira probably doesn't even remember it. Do you even remember that game, Shira?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, really? Okay, what do you remember then?
Not much about it specifically, but if you remember from that LP, I was one of like the 5 people who knew about that game before we went into that company.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I get that. I never got to the final.
Life is Strange is a story based on that features player choice. The consequences of all your in-game actions and decisions will impact the past, present, and future. Choose wisely. Ha ha ha.
Basically, despite how poorly the game did and how like unrememberable it is, there were actually quite a few ads in in-person game stores.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So, would you say that this definitely feels like a game made by the same people who did Remember Me?
No, not really. After Remember Me, Jova went through a massive restructuring. Some of the people who made Remember Me are still there, but not a lot, apparently. Most of the people who made this game are people who've never even made a game before.
Whoa, Pedro, you didn't tell me we were going to the beginning of Beyond Two Souls.
This is interesting, because this is a game in the same genre as Beyond Two Souls, and it's also made by a French developer. Yeah, this is Max. This is our protagonist, Maxine Caulfield, Max for short, and she's voiced by Dwibs. Could you please use your?
Hannah Tell.
Hannah Tell. Okay. So yeah, she wakes up in the middle of whatever this place is, where there's a storm going on, and I guess we'll have to try and figure it out of here. Okay.
So let's start off with the first thing we see, the visuals. I'm still not sure about how I feel about the first Life is Strange's visuals. On the one hand, I do get what it's going for. On the other hand, I do feel like some things look a little too plastic as a result.
It's an attempt to make the game look like a pen. Look at the tornado for it. Thanks, game. Like, it's just... hold on, it should show up in a bit again. Yeah, look at the tornado. You'll notice that when you take a look at some of the textures, especially in the background, you'll notice that there's that hand-painterly look to them. The developers specifically said that in order to work within the budget that Square gave them, they decided to try to make the game not necessarily cel-shaded, but instead, whoa, it was a nightmare.
That was so surreal.
I wonder if that nightmare was foreshadowing.
Alanjova, I want Shiro and Dwibs to listen to these, because this is going to start the amazing aspect, the first immediately problematic aspect you've noticed about this game, the dialogue.
To chiaroscuro. Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition in black and white?
I didn't fall asleep, and that sure didn't feel like a dream.
Don't worry, Max. I'm sure it's not important.
There you go, Victoria.
Totally.
Because of it. Look at this crap. How can I show this to Mr. Jeffrey?
Yeah, it's crap.
It's just a photo.
No, remember, it's because she's a photographic student, and, obviously her teacher wouldn't like if she took a bad photo, because remember, the whole point is that she takes photos as an art. So, she's a photographer, so obviously bad photos are a nay in this class, obviously. So.
True. However,
hold on.
She can just
take a look at that, guys. We can use our camera to take a selfie. Yeah, basically, Shiroi, Maxine's, let's go with Max. Max's specialty, Shiroi, as a photography student, is that she takes selfies. Now, I am by no means a photography student or know anything about photography, but based on my layman understanding, selfie seems like the most basic, no-brainer type of photo you can make. Like, what exactly is the... Go on.
To be fair, if I recall correctly, this game was made back when the term selfie was really relatively
2015.
new.
This is a 2015 game, yeah.
So if I recall correctly, the term selfie was relatively new and it was becoming all the rage back then. So I guess that is the idea with this. Yeah, that's a thing, honestly. This game, in some ways, can feel a bit dated.
Yeah, basically, Shiroi, what you have here, Shiroi, is don't nod, basically turn to, hey, hello, fellow kids, I am also a fellow kid.
Yeah. Let me put it like this. Imagine an entire David Cage game that tries to speak like a teenager, yo.
Yeah, basically.
I don't want David Cage trying to relate to me. That sounds like an actual nightmare.
Oh, you mean like how he tried
to
Alien Page?
I'll be Max's father. A very special 18th birthday. Alright, I'll be Max, and I guess Dwibs, you can be Kate. Okay. Oh, is he okay? Go ahead.
Did you want to get Tyria today?
Absolutely. I'll be free after 4, and you'll be Chloe Jova.
TTYL.
Oh, god damn it!
Happy birthday, Maxine. Well, it's because your girl voice fits her better. So, all right. Hey, Mad Max. Let's bust shit up, huh? Get it, Mad Max? Huh? You like Mad Max, don't you, Dwibs?
Yeah, I can't read this, so it's up to you two unfortunate souls.
Very well, then. I shall play the heel. And I'm not really spoiling anything by saying that Chloe is very much the heel.
All right. We'll get to it. For now, let's focus on... okay, so in the game, the class will go on until we actually take a selfie. So, in fact, if you wait too long, the game will even tell you, please take a selfie by pressing A on the camera. Oh, there you go. See, aim at the camera. Yeah, the game is literally telling you, please do this to move the story forward. Okay, thanks. So...
Now, I will give this game credit. It does, for a lot of good times, feel like an actual teenager life simulator. Like, they definitely did put a lot of detail in the stuff that you can do, analyze, and whatnot.
I'll talk about that later. For now, let's... yeah, look at this.
If you haven't, I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition.
You kids are so dumb calling it a selfie. Yeah, this teacher is incredibly pretentious.
We'll get back to him.
If you all know why you're telling us.
Oh, listen here, Dos. And Shire. Selfie expression,
I mean, he did apologize for that terrible joke.
Okay, but hold on. Believe it or not, Shire, that's the only one thing he apologizes for.
Now,
all right, let's listen.
Since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
You're asking me?
Asking me? Let me think.
You either know this or not, Max. Is there anybody who
listen here.
knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter who created daguerreotypes.
Wait for it.
A process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror.
Hi, teacher's pet.
Stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Wow, holy cow, this really does feel deep.
You're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Again, I find it ironic that this game is talking about being stuck in the retro zone, when again, this dialogue is so dated.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it gets worse. The dialogue in this game is something special.
You know what? The whole selfie stuff and how it's implemented is like just so weird here, but then years later we now have everybody memeing the heck out of basically in-camera photograph, the in-game photograph kind of modes.
I know.
They're basically all selfies.
Yeah. All right. So before we move on, let's take a look at some of the stuff around the classroom.
Even her school books are gift wrapped.
Yeah, as you can tell, Shirley, Victoria is your typical snooty rich girl stereotype. Yeah, she says...
I can tell by her hair and her outfit.
I'm not kidding. Victoria is literally a walking, talking stereotype. That's all she is.
I should have known. She'll have better equipment than Blackwell.
Okay, so over $5,000 for a camera. Damn. Anyway.
I mean, professional cameras are actually very pricey.
Yeah, hold on, Shira. Listen to this one.
Damn, they have carbon fiber tripods here. The ball head even has a pan lock. God, I'm such a photo nerd.
God, I am such a photo nerd. Yeah, because that's what we nerds do, right? We remark at how nerdy we are. You know, like, God damn it.
I mean, some people do sarcastically, but that's usually it.
God, Shiro, you're such a Splatoon nerd. God, Jesus Christ. I mean, this would be like if Dwibs, was watching. Was looking at his Blu-rays and DVD collection. You're like, God, I'm such a movie nerd.
I have TV shows too.
Okay, no need to brag, my God.
That's nothing. I've got the ultra-dynamic Polaroid camera.
Oh, here's the thing. Here's the fun thing about that. The remaster by Deck 9 changed changed the look to be a bit more realistic, but they didn't change the 2D assets. So the 2D assets, like the photos, still look like the original 2015 version. As a result, there's a visual inconsistency in the remaster. Let's just say that remaster is not particularly great. So.
Ha! Joke's on you though, Jova.
Like
I'm such a nerd for old media. I've got a physical copy of Mega Man X Command.
That's the kind of seriously, that's the kind of thing that Steven Spielberg did with Ready Player One. Like this is all nerds do. They remark at their passions and shit, and then talk about how nerdy they are. Like it's just like
thinking too much.
Anyway.
I hear that. Want to go grab a cup of tea and bitch about life?
Cup
Thanks,
of
but not
tea.
today.
What's
I
wrong
have
with
to
the
go
F?
over home.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
No worries.
the direction the actresses were given sometimes is a bit questionable.
Anyway, this is
Let's
Kate.
talk later.
Yeah, Kate. She's actually one of the better characters. Unfortunately, the game doesn't really focus enough on her.
Now I wish I
Dear
would.
Kate, we love your porn video. Okay, we'll learn more about what this thing is talking about later. Let's just try to put this on the back burner for now.
I dread to think of going.
Okay, so here's the thing. One particular thing you can do in this game is sometimes you'll find a place in the 5 chapters where you can take a photograph. That's your collectible for the game. If you collect all the photos that you can be... There you go, all of them right there. You can see right here. If you manage to go for the entire game and get all photos, you'll be able to get the Platinum Trophy, because the trophies in this game, / achievements, are just the photos. So all you have to do is take all the photos, because each photo is a trophy. So as long as you get all photos and complete the game, you'll get the platinum. It's that simple. So basically, if anything, this game is an easy platinum if you are into that sort of thing, which I am kind of. So it works for me. All right. Ooh, plasma TV.
Man, he even has the best plasma HDTV for a class monitor. Can't wait to watch some more documentaries on this bad boy.
What kind of documentaries?
What?
Every
Who
time I
talks
visit
like
Victoria,
this? It's
it's
just anyway.
Laugh about me.
Hey, you want to talk about alien speak? Wait until you see what movie Max considers the greatest movie of all time.
Well, Pedro, technically
Excuse
she's
me.
not saying it,
Mr.
she's
Jefferson,
thinking
can
it.
I sit
Yeah.
down for a moment? Yes.
I guess, to be fair, some people
Victoria.
can say weird
Excuse
stuff
us.
in their
I'd
minds,
never let
fair
one of
enough.
photography's future
Though
stars
honestly, it
avoid
feels like
handing
more
me
of an excuse for cringy dialogue. Still, what do you think so far, Shuri, since you're the
didn't have
one
any time.
newest to all this
Wait,
out of
turn my
us?
turn, look.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar. Now, I know
Okay.
it's a drag to hear some old.
The only
dude
thing
like
I really
shit,
have to
but
say,
life won't wait
the
for you to play catch
the only
up.
thing I really
You're
have
young,
to
the
talk
world is
about right
yours,
now is the
obviously,
dialogue,
right?
and I will say
But you do have a gift.
I
You
have
the favor
heard
to
people
take
talk like
images,
this,
to frame the
but
world
it
only
still
the way
feels
you
forced.
envision it.
See, let me. Okay, actually, that's a good segue. Don't worry, I can recap what's happening here later. That's a good segue, Shirei, because one of my main problems with this game is because I've also heard some people, Shirei, tell me, okay, one of the things I've heard from this game's dialogue is, oh, actually, if you go to art schools, a lot of students talk like this. It's a very unique culture, the art school culture, and I'm like, okay, for the sake of argument, let's concede that. Let's say that there is indeed a realism to this dialogue because some people do talk like this. Here's the thing that don't not understand when writing this game. Realistic writing does not necessarily equal good writing. Just because something happens or is said in real life, that doesn't mean it will translate well into a writing page. Because even if a line like retro zone sad face is something that people say, when you hear it in a story, it just comes across as cringy and awkward, because again, some lines that happen that are said in real life just don't really come across as good writing a lot of times. Maybe it's in some contexts it can, but a lot of times no, especially if you're trying to play it straight.
It's funny you also mentioned it feeling forced, because if there is a theme in this game, it's definitely the notion of forcing things.
Yeah.
Including trying to force certain players to feel a certain way here and there. But more on that later.
And yeah, as you can see, this game is trying to go for the teenage hipster vibe with the indie music and stuff like that.
And don't you see? It's the acoustic guitar to show that we understand your
Okay,
feelings, Joe.
that being said, allow me to expand upon something that Joe was saying earlier, because just so I can say something positive. One thing I do like about this game is the UI. The UI, as you can see through the font of the subtitles and the overall way the gameplay UI works, it works like it's actually, actual handwriting by a teenager, and as a result it really fits with the setting and the overall style of the game. It's a cool UI that does look indeed very unique for itself.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid if it were a video game.
Basically, yeah. So that the UI is cool. Like, and by the way, it's for one. Apparently, Shira has told me in the tests I made with her. Apparently, this handwriting is hard for her to read, so I didn't bother putting in a dark background over the subtitles, since apparently it's hard to read it as it is. Oh, anyway, this is important.
I can't read most handwriting.
Alright, so this is the point. This is Rachel Amber, a missing girl who's been missing for a few months now. Keep this in mind because she's going to be important for this and for the prequel we're going to do after this. Basically, yes, Shira, sorry.
No, you finish yours, Pedro.
Basically, Shira, that Rachel Amber missing girl, she's going to be important for both this game and the next one. But carry on.
Yeah, basically, to talk about the UI for a little bit, I actually agree with Pedro because that kind of thing, the handwriting, adds a lot of character. Like, you also see that with Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
Like, each of the 4 girls have their own handwriting, and you can tell quite a bit about their personality from their handwriting. That's good. But I also would appreciate being able to read information, which is why I would look for optional text. So, but I don't know what this game has.
Unfortunately. Sure, a question, like, did you like, I don't know if you're familiar with it, do you think the accessibility stuff in True Colors is good? Because I've heard good things about it.
I have not seen it.
I've heard good things about it. Unfortunately, Shiroi, the developers of True Colors who did the remaster of this game, they didn't change anything, they didn't have an alternate font or anything, so I'm sorry. Can't do it.
No, that's fine. Because I genuinely appreciate, like, character details like that. It's charming, and that's a lot.
Oh, yeah,
but,
sure.
You know, there is a downside to that stuff still.
They should have included an alternate font as an accessibility option. Anyway, okay, so this moment in the bathroom, this is where shit hits the fan.
This early into the game,
yes.
surprisingly.
Rachel Amber is a bitch.
Now, who would bother to write that crap?
I wonder who could have wrote that.
Okay, that's the thing. I'm going to talk about Rachel Amber in more detail later when it becomes more relevant.
I feel like the universe is taunting me everywhere I go today. It all started with that bizarro dream in class.
Everyone's out to get me.
Crazy?
No.
But yeah, again, going back to positives, I do like the wide range of stuff that they at least do allow you to inspect and interact with.
Yeah, this game is trying to be a point-and-click adventure game, sort of, kind of. But with
I'll give them credit. Relax. I do feel like for what they had in their budget, I feel like they did get at least a good enough range on that stuff.
Yeah. The other problem, as somebody might have, as we're going to notice as the game goes on, is that the facial animations are very rudimentary, and sometimes some conversations wouldn't even have facial animations at all. This is because, of course, the limitation of the budget they were given. This is something that the remaster tried to fix by having actual actors come in and do facial mocap to put in the original models. Problem is, the results are mixed. That's all I'll say.
Here's the problem. They tried to tailor these graphics to, facial motion capture.
This poster must
be... hold on, Jova. Kate twerks for God. Yeah, basically, Kate, that girl we talked about earlier, she's religious. And a lot of people make fun of her for it, basically.
Again,
why?
We will get more context on this later, so...
Yeah.
It'll be easier to judge at that point.
I hate Victoria Chase. Don't worry, honey. We all do. Oh, butterfly. Let's take a photograph. Get it, Shiroi? The butterfly, huh? The butterfly effect, huh? We're clever,
yes, we all know.
Aren't we?
And it's also blue. That helps.
But it's clever. Please tell us we're clever.
Feel the air moving.
Believe it or not, Shiroi, this game will try and treat it like it was an amazing twist that's what this thing was referencing.
I want you guys to listen to this because the dialogue here is great. Introducing, we're going to about to introduce Chloe, the other protagonist, voiced by, hold on.
Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted,
boy, Tom Holland really let himself go.
I know, right? Listen to this.
So what do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
Business.
You got hella cash.
You got hella cash.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid.
Yo,
No
we're
one can
gangsta,
trust
yo.
kids around here. I bet your respectable family would
Get
have
it? She's the
enough
punk
money to-
girl, so she talks punk and slang and shit.
And we introduce our other main protagonist by having her blackmail a guy.
Little girl and talks to himself.
Well, actually, okay, to be... well, here we go.
Oh.
Where'd you get that? What are you
Well,
doing?
this escalated quickly.
Tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
You're gonna get in hella more trouble for this.
Nobody would ever miss you, punk ass.
Okay, so here's the thing. I get it that they have her talking like a gangster, but I feel like what they should have gone for is more having it be a front, so when she's actually scared, she talks normal. Because otherwise, no, this game legit thinks this is how teenagers talk.
How can
You know who I feel sorry for the most with that dialogue?
Go on.
Ashley Birch.
Yeah, basically, Shiroi, Chloe is voiced by Ashley Birch, who's now mostly known for being Aloy in the Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West series. So don't worry, Shiroi. She managed to, her career went really up after this. So
Okay, to be fair, when this game first came out, for a lot of people, this was a good start for her.
Oh, no!
Just that again, as the years have gone by, people's opinions of this game have been reevaluated.
see, here's the might as well get that out of the way, right? Oh yeah, as you can see, somehow now we're back here because somewhere out of nowhere, Max gains time rewinding powers. The game will never explain why she has these powers, which, okay, I want to address that right now. The game, I'm okay with the game not explaining where her powers came from because it's the whole concept of it would be like trying to explain why the toys are alive in Toy Story. The whole concept of that series is what if toys were alive, so you don't question it. Same thing here. The whole concept of this story is what if this teenage girl had time control? Fine, whatever.
Because it's because life is strange.
Yeah, life is strange. So whatever. I'm okay with them not explaining this. However, let's put a pin on that because believe it or not, the game is going to push it. The game is definitely going to push my tolerance, push me beyond my tolerance point.
Oh god, they're gonna pull a Toy Story 4.
No. Nothing like that. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about inconsistent use of the powers. But again, we'll talk about that later. It's not relevant now.
And Max has a gift.
I think they try to explain that in Chapter 5, but it's not the best.
That's the thing, Joe, but this game doesn't even try to remotely explain any of the supernatural powers, which, again, that will be fine. The whole point of this series is that, there's paranormal shit. That's the whole concept.
I feel like Chapter 5 tries to explain why some of her powers aren't to their zenith and whatnot, but like I said, Chapter 5...
Let me explain this. Okay, one thing that I do like of the game is that whenever, again, since you're going to be rewinding time, you're going to be looking at the same conversations over and over. Fortunately, the developers realized this, so they implemented a dialogue skipping feature that allows you to skip ahead for any conversations you've already seen, much like in an Ace Attorney game, where any repeat scene dialogue that you've already read, you can speed up, basically.
And also, I'll give them credit here. This is essentially kind of what would happen if you got like a save state system of sorts in a Telltale game.
Totally stuck in the retro zone.
This means we get to hear the same crap dialogue over and over.
Why couldn't we just give the correct answer? We've already heard it.
Actually, sure, that's the whole point. See, that icon that showed up there, that means that you've learned a new piece of information. So now we can rewind back to when the teacher asked us, and this time we can give the correct answer. See? So basically, sure, thanks to this, we can cheat our way through school.
The Daguerrean process, invented by
So basically, if she wanted to win the lottery, all she'd have to do is wait for the draw and then go back in time and pick the numbers and then back.
You know, Dwibs, you just pretty much gave a better story possibility than what this game actually does with it. Because...
the whole moral thing, like, is it right to cheat on the lottery, pretty much?
Also, that look of, how dare you answer the question? God, I'm the only one who's allowed to do that.
Oh, trust me, Shiroi. She's more than just a teacher's pet, as you're gonna be seeing, as you'll see in Chapter 3.
so Stella.
Okay, I will say this. If the game was mainly just Max using the heck out of her powers to get ahead in life and, you know, maybe dealing with the ramifications of this or that, that would be fine.
Yeah, that would actually make for a cool teenage power fantasy. You know, that would have been a cool idea, actually.
However, what the powers are actually used for is something arguably less interesting.
We'll get to it.
And repetitive, but yeah, like Pedro said, we'll get to it.
In the meantime,
one thing I do like is that, again, you can go for arguably the best outcome possible with these conversations by rewinding time. And again, it's got that cool, neat groundhog effect there. I dig that.
Just biding time, waiting for the elusive.
Basically, yeah, and this gives me a chance to recap what happened before. Basically, the idea is that Max is a brilliant student according to the teacher. However, she's lazy apparently because she hasn't been taking the photo for the upcoming contest. So the teacher is basically trying to, you know, look, please, life won't just life. You have to grab life by the horns. You have to do it. So get me a good photo. Because I want you to, you know, live up to your talent because you have too much talent, so please don't waste it. All that good stuff.
Wait a minute, hold on. A brilliant but lazy student who's in a photography class and is a photographer, Peter Parker. Brilliant but lazy.
Yeah.
Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
Fine.
I'd never let one of photography's.
Yeah. We've already heard this. John Lennon said,
I'm on top of it. I think John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah, but wasn't John Lennon kind of a
fire?
I'm not getting it.
All the right answers, really. Make sure you finish working on it by.
well, Dwebs, it's not so much about the end.
Wait, hold on, Dwebs. Which John Lennon are you thinking of?
The Beatles one, I'm guessing.
What was that, Dwebs?
The one from the Beatles.
Is there another John Lennon that I'm not aware of? Is there another John Lennon that I'm not aware of?
I can't tell.
The one from Russia.
They'll think I'm crazy.
Don't know him.
That's Lennon, isn't it?
And this is literally the first.
A lot of people get the two mixed up, surprisingly.
Well, whatever. The point is, well, just think of it this way. It's not so much about the individual who made the quote, it's about the quote itself, basically.
I washed my face. I shredded my photo.
Yeah, so basically, in order to test if we are indeed living this moment again, let's test everything again. Let's see if this happens. Maybe this time we can save Chloe. Let's save Ashley Birch so that she can be in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Everybody, Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you
Okay, so we have to do something. What can we do? Ooh, fire alarm.
Fire alarm. Break it open.
How convenient that it happens to be placed exactly in this convenient corner where I am. Ooh, and a convenient hammer. Okay.
Holy shit, I can't let this happen.
That's okay, we can rewind, Whips.
First time again, I can help her.
See? We can rewind as much. You can rewind as much as you can. Again, this will also serve great for the choice making, as I will explain later.
No way.
Don't ever touch me again, freak!
Another shitty day.
That's one way of putting it.
That did not happen. This cannot be real.
Oh,
I
that
just saw a
dialogue?
girl
Yeah, I
get
can't
shot
believe it's
and
real
then
either.
saved her. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, to be fair,
Not freak
freaking out like that, I could actually see a teenager freaking out like that if you know they literally just got time travel powers.
Hey, David. Let's just say I hate this character, and I will explain why later.
Excuse for what?
Honestly, it's okay. The amount of likable characters in Life is Strange games up until True Colors are I don't want to say they're uber rare, but well.
From what I can tell, David tends to be one of the fan favorite characters in the fan base, and I cannot for the life of me fathom why. But again, we'll get to it. Not when it's.
This dude sounds like he's on a power trip and I hate him.
Trust me, sure. Wait till you learn more about him. But anyway.
Honestly, from what I've heard about David, he's a very divisive character. Like, again, some fans love him, other fans hate him. Honestly, I think that's the best way to describe the Life is Strange franchise as a whole. Divisive.
So let's try and, tell the principal about what we just saw, obviously.
I'm just a little worried about my future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all?
What? Who says that? You're sweating pinballs.
Or have you done something wrong?
I'm sorry, I can't get over that. You're sweating pinballs. Who the fuck says that?
I guess he's trying to say that the sweat drops are
So,
as big
what do you think,
as
guys?
pinballs?
Report Nathan or hide the truth? Let's report
Nathan.
Let's report
I
Nathan.
just saw Nathan Prescott waving a gun around in the girls' room.
Nathan Prescott. You sure?
Yes, he was in the bathroom talking to himself with a gun. I saw everything.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
babbling like crazy.
Okay,
Allow me to also mention this.
slow down.
Ashley Birch, being the incredibly talented actress she is, she manages to pull it off just fine. But the actress playing Maxine, I forgot her name again.
I know.
It's as a consequence of the dialogue, and probably this is the fact that it's French director, strength director. Her performance is never really convincing me. She just sounds so vanilla and uninterested.
So what happened next?
Then he left. I ran out here wondering what to do. Are you gonna bust him?
This is serious charge.
Let me explain. I don't know if it's a direction issue or what, but at every line I hear from Max, it sounds like the actress is afraid to say the lines. You know what I mean?
Wonder if that's what she's going for. Like, gave you that Max is very hesitant.
Of course.
I guess it's just that she always, in every context, in every situation, talks like this. But yeah, this icon means your action will have consequences. However, the game, you will be able to undo your choices after leaving this area. You won't be able to undo your choices. So basically, before you move on, you have the ability to rewind and try the other choice to see if you like the other outcome better. So as you just saw, the principal didn't take my reporting seriously because Nathan's family is the richest family in Arcadia Bay.
Benefactor.
So basically this principal is full of shit. So might as well not even bother, because remember, if we report Nathan, this means Nathan will know, and of course it might bring us trouble for our side. So might as well not even bother telling him because the guy will not do anything because it's a shithead.
It's the truth. I felt dizzy in Mr. Jefferson's class.
Just tell me what you're hiding. You can trust me.
There's nothing to hide. I got sick.
I actually forgot what I do, what choice I go with in this bit,
There's
actually.
that team 2 to get. I've heard enough. Don't think I don't know what
Wait a
goes
minute.
on.
Is that Ernie Hudson playing that guy?
No, Jova. I'm pretty sure these are all voice actors. There's no celebrities in this game.
Now get outside with
He
class.
sounds like he's going for an Ernie Hudson voice.
Discount Ernie Hudson.
No, he does not buy that at all. I may have just flushed my scholarship down the toilet.
So what do you guys think? Do we risk our scholarship or do we risk our safety?
Tough choice. I'll admit, I would probably go with the tell the truth one.
Yeah, let's just report Nathan.
If only because, there's nothing to suggest that he would actually tell Nathan that she told him that anyway.
This action will have consequences. Alright.
So, Pedro, when do we want to talk about how much this game actually does influence its consequences?
Well, right now it's not really obvious, so I feel like it might as well wait for when it becomes more apparent.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we are studying in the Blackwell Academy, and the city is called Arcadia Bay. And and you were saying about the art style, Joe?
Now we get to see the art style in more of its more colorful form as opposed to darker grays or blacks here and there. Again, I can appreciate what this art style is going for, and given the budget that the team had to work with, it's not bad. Do I feel that it could have been better? Yes. Do I feel that it looks aged? Oh, hella yes. But
honestly, to me, the only real problem I have is the facial animations. The way the rest of the thing looks, they're low texture, they're low quality textures, but the stylization I feel does a good job distracting you from that. So
fair enough on that. Again, it's not even one that I necessarily dislike. It's just weird, which again maybe that was part of the point because life be strange.
If it helps you, the sequel. Because of the bigger budget, everything is much more higher fidelity while retaining the painterly look. So,
Alright then.
Alright, tune in next time, everybody, where we go around campus and talk to our fellow kid students. So for more amazingly hippie dialogue. So see you then.
See ya.